With a greater concentration of the rock music you want to hear. Came out back in 1988. The track was called Am I Demon? It was by Danzig. Erie Vaughan on the bass, John Christ on the guitar, Chuck Biscuits on the drums, on the voice, Glenn Danzig, who is our guest live on 1FM. Good evening, welcome.
How you doing?
Can I just, I really don't know anything about the Misfits.
Good, so we don't have to talk about it then.
Yeah, well, I'd like to talk about it, because I'd like to know, what was the first record you ever bought?
Geez, I don't know if I remember the first record I bought. I just know that when I was a kid, I have two older brothers and a younger brother, but my oldest brother had this record that I had to have. It was called Vance Eruptum by Blue Cheer. It was one of his older records. It was all beat up, and I just had to have this record. So I had to trade him like 3 albums for it. I couldn't find it anywhere. So that was the first record I really remember getting, and then others, after. But the first live band I got to see was Black Sabbath with Ozzy, of course.
Yeah.
And that was around the Masters of Reality time. So, yeah.
That was around about the real sort of, if you like, the very beginning of that sort of stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Blue Cheer started it really loud, and then I think Black Sabbath took it elsewhere, yeah.
I mean, would you agree that when you listen back to your material, that material, 1988, that to me, it's Black Sabbath. There's a lot of influence of Black Sabbath.
There's a lot of different styles there, and a culmination of maybe just the stuff I like, the stuff I think real music is, as opposed to just the trendy here today, gone tomorrow style.
You really don't like that deal. We've never met before, but I've read as much as I can get hold of about you. And everything indicates that Glenn Danzig doesn't really adhere to the show business side of this industry.
No, something, I think the bands in the 60s that may have done maybe pop records, it really wasn't a pop market then. It was just different styles of bands, and they genuinely, liked that style of music they were doing. It wasn't for a money profit thing, although I'm sure there were some bands like that. The real bands, just that was them. That's what they did. And I think radio, especially in America, was more open to different stuff than it is now. And I think now, especially in America, and I'm sure here, especially in the UK, where you have a new, fad or trend every 3 or 4 months, a lot of people just do things to make money and get a quick buck and get out. I hate that stuff. To me, that's not music. That's pop, or, in other words, pop has become something all its own now, and it means just commercial success. That's it. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. There's the packaging side, the merchandising side that you find to be...
No, the insincerity. That's what I hate.
How do you retain yours?
By not playing that game.
Okay. This is something you wrote. It is said that really gave you a lift. The fact that they included that, Metallica included that on the 598 EP, Garage Days Revisited. It gave you a lift. It gave you exposure, and it created a buzz that enabled you to go forward.
I don't agree.
Then don't agree.
Basically, I've been doing this for a very long time. And the amount of people that came to our shows before and after didn't really change that much. The constant touring that Danzig has done in the U.S., that changed things for us. The guys in Metallica were friends of ours and asked if they could do those 2 songs. And that's how that worked.
Mm-hmm. Did you not, though, tour with them at one time?
No, we did maybe about 3 weeks here in the UK with them before the first album was released, even here in the UK, and that's about all we've ever done with them.
Who over the years have you supported, that you've admired, that you felt added something to what you wish to be, to your stance, to your standing?
Oh, nobody.
Nobody at all?
No. I can't think of anybody offhand.
Then who have you toured that you've hated?
Most bands are scared to have us on tour with them. Have never done really opening slots for anybody. Before the album, we did 4 opening slots with Slayer in America, across America, and the Metallica thing in the UK. And just recently we did some co-headline stuff with Black Sabbath, the newer Black Sabbath in the US, but that's about it. Everyone else is pretty much scared to have us on the road with them.
Why is that? Because you blow them off?
It could be.
It could be. Well, you're known as a band who would always attempt to do exactly that. I mean, you're so...
Well, it's not that we attempt to do it. We go out there and we do what we do. We do it for a living. And our main concern is being a real band and going out and not relying on bombs or flash pots or any of that stuff, or laser lights or any of that stuff. The thing is the show. The thing is the music and the live performance of it. That's what we do on stage. And
that's it.
That's it.
You have, though, a great sense of drama.
Good.
Which is being evidenced in something that you're becoming involved in. That's filmmaking. There's a video that you've directed. There's a set that you purloined that you got to use. This is what the story is.
Which video is this? I've co-directed pretty much all of them since Am I Demon and She Rides, except for the ones that Anton Corbijn has done. But yeah, this time I got to do my own without having anyone else around, and that was for How the Gods Kill.
Yeah. We're being filmed at the moment. Yeah. Why are you doing this? I mean, is this just a sort of a memory of Europe, or are you going to make a documentary?
Oh, the filming right now is, for a documentary movie that's going to be eventually coming out.
What's your background? Do you have any Indian blood?
No, a lot of people think I have Indian, American Indian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, ethnic American, or whatever. There's a
Native American.
Native American.
Yeah. And even that, we don't know. Maybe some people say the American Indians actually migrated over from Alaska, and before that, China and Russia. Mm-hmm. So who knows? No, I don't have any of that in it.
So what's your background?
Scottish on my mother's side, and German Italian on my dad's.
All right. Have you played Scotland?
Yes.
Meet any relatives?
No.
You never know.
Actually, my mom is always asking me to look up people over there, as if they would know, who you are. But, she's crazy.
Right. She's a mum.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is 1FM. I'm talking to Glenn Danzig. It's 13 minutes now before 11, and this is all about a killer wolf. That was on the album that was called Lucy Fuge. Killer Wolf. Danzig on Radio 1 FM. Glenn Danzig is our guest. It's now 9 minutes before 11. Where do you get your lyric ideas from? Do you spread them around in your imagination before you zero in on something, or do you see something and then work from there?
It's all different. I don't have any set pattern. Whatever inspires me, it could be just a line, it could be just a thought, it could be a whole thought-out process, like you just said. It's whatever happens. Sometimes I write the music first, sometimes the lyrics first, sometimes just a drum beat, whatever. Mm-hmm. Whatever works.
So is it ever a pressured involvement?
No, I won't do it then, because usually the song will come out like crap, and I'll end up throwing it out. So I never push myself unless I'm already onto something, and then it's a creative push. It's not a forced. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Once I'm onto something, then it's just
it rolls.
Yeah, then the creative juices go.
But is there anything that really appeals to you, like folklore or romance or, whatever? Everybody Most of the stuff I've read is all devil worship, and they lay this stuff on your head all the time. It's a lot of nonsense.
It is actually a lot of nonsense. The devil worship thing is because my perception of a character who may or may not be mythical, which is Satan or Lucifer, whatever, is more in a classical sense than a Bible Belt or modern Christian folklore.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people can't handle that someone would empathize maybe for a song or two with a character like Satan, that maybe this character does have some kind of soul or emotion just because this person is at odds with whoever your God is, you know, that you believe in, whichever faith you have, doesn't mean this character is devoid of anything else, you know, that this other one has. You know what I mean? It's basically just two different sides of the coin.
Right. But you don't write a lot of comedy or humor.
I think I do. I think there's a lot of sarcasm in there, and I think there's a maybe a black joke in there or two, or even just a straight joke once in a while that, you know, a person with a broad sense of humor might get
out of it.
Yeah.
But you have to trigger them, don't you?
I like to try and get people to think
Yeah.
with the lyrics, which is something I think other people don't. And that's their prerogative, but I try to. And I think most of the people at our show get that out of it. The music's there for them, and if they want to delve into the lyrics, there's something there for them to get into.
How would you classify your music? What style? Does it have a style in your mind?
That's been one of the biggest hurdles to overcome with this band, with any band that's trying to do something a little different and has their own unique style, is that it just confounds people in the beginning until they really start to understand that. I guess now people are starting to understand
right.
that, you know, we're becoming our own classification, which is fine. And
you are a deathly serious man at heart, though, I think. About what you're doing.
About what I'm doing, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
otherwise, why do it? I mean, you know, we all joke around on the road, and, you know, everybody in the band has a really good sense of humor. But most of the time, I'm pretty serious, yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for your time tonight.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. You've done, I think, 6 gigs in the UK.
Yeah, and now it's back over to Europe.
And then back to the States.
And then back to the States for a full U.S. tour on this album. We haven't done one yet, so got to go back and do it.
Okay. When will you be back here? Any idea?
I don't know. Maybe in January or so, February.
Okay. Glenn Danzig, thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.